I've been driving Uber full-time for about 2 years. You get all kinds. Drunks, lovers, runaways, talkers, silent types. But one ride last November made me delete the app the next day. It was 2:12 a.m., freezing cold in downtown Nashville. I was about to log off when a ping came through. Pickup, Annabelle, location, 5th and Church. When I pulled up, she was already standing by the curb, slim, pale, wearing a long gray hoodie and no jacket, even though it was 30 degrees out. She didn't say a word, just slid into the back seat and mumbled, "Go." "Annabelle, right?" I asked. Silence. Just heavy breathing. I checked the app. Her destination was listed as an abandoned strip of land outside the city. No houses, no businesses, just trees and dirt. I figured maybe she was meeting someone or got the pin wrong. I asked, "Is this the right address?" She leaned forward slowly, real slow, and whispered, "Just keep driving." I started to get that prickly feeling on the back of my neck. Something wasn't right. I glanced in the rearview mirror. She was staring out the window, whispering something I couldn't quite catch. Over and over. It sounded like, "He found me." About 10 minutes in, I pretended I needed to get gas and pulled into a well-lit station. "Hey, just need a quick fuel stop," I said, trying to keep it casual. She didn't respond. I stepped out of the car and called Uber support, gave them the rider's information. They looked into it. After a few minutes on hold, the agent said, "There's no trip under that name. We have no record of you picking anyone up." I froze. "What do you mean? I got the ping. The GPS is active. She's in my back seat right now." Long pause. Then the agent said, "Sir, our records show you've been offline since 1:57 a.m. I turned around. The back seat was empty. The door had never opened. No footprints on the frosted ground. Nothing. I sat there for about 10 minutes just staring at my own reflection in the window, wondering if I'd fallen asleep. But I hadn't. I went home and deleted the app that night. But every now and then, I swear, when I'm driving alone late at night, my rearview mirror shows a pale woman in a gray hoodie sitting behind me. It was supposed to be a chill Friday night. My friend bailed on dinner last minute, and I didn't feel like eating alone, so I just decided to go home. Ordered an Uber. Nothing unusual. I was about 5 minutes from my apartment when the app pinged. Driver upgraded. Meet Dennis. 4.97 stars. That was fine. Actually better. Higher rating, newer car, smoother ride. That's what I thought anyway. Dennis pulled up at a sleek black Toyota Camry. Spotless. Not a fingerprint on the door handle. Windows tinted just enough. He rolled them down a few inches when he saw me. Soft jazz playing in the background. "Jacob." "Yeah, hop in." He looked like a decent guy. Mid-40s, bald, thin wire-framed glasses, wore a short-sleeve button-up shirt that was perfectly ironed. The kind of guy who folded laundry right out of the dryer. But there was one thing I wasn't expecting. There was already someone in the back. A teenage girl, pale skin, long black hair, wearing a faded hoodie and holding a small pink purse in her lap. I paused. Dennis turned around. "It's Uber Pool. She's just getting dropped a few blocks away. Shouldn't take long." I hadn't selected Pool, but maybe I tapped the wrong thing, or maybe the app glitched. I was tired. I just wanted to get home. I got in, sitting on the opposite side of the girl. She didn't say anything, not a word. Just stared at her purse like it was something fragile. Her knuckles were white from how tightly she was gripping it. We drove in silence for maybe 5 minutes. Then, without warning, she leaned forward, just slightly, and whispered, "He didn't cancel her ride. He just kept driving." I froze. I turned my head slowly toward her. She wasn't looking at me, still focused on the purse. Her voice had been calm, flat. I glanced at Dennis, wondering if he heard it. He didn't react, not even a twitch, just kept driving like nothing happened. I whispered, "Excuse me." She finally looked up at me, wide eyes, completely still, like she hadn't blinked once since I got in. She thought it was safe. She got in the car just like you. He didn't take her home. I felt my chest tighten, my hands started sweating. I turned back to Dennis. He suddenly chuckled, just a soft, single-breath laugh, like he was remembering something funny from earlier. Then, in a casual voice, he said, "Almost there." But he wasn't heading toward my place. We were supposed to be going northeast, toward my building downtown. Instead, we were now heading into the industrial part of the city, empty warehouses, fenced lots, auto shops closed for the weekend. I unlocked my phone. The app still said, "Trip in progress," but the map? Blank. No destination, no route, just the pin of my current location, floating in gray space. "Hey, Dennis, are we going the right way?" He looked at me in the mirror, smiling. "Shortcut." That's all he said. Then he blinked, slowly, almost like it was intentional, like he was trying to send a message. I reached for the door handle. Locked. I hit the window button. Nothing. I turned back to the girl. Gone. No pink purse, no dent in the seat, no sound of a door opening, no shift in weight, nothing. Like she had never been there. But my memory was crystal clear. She was there. I could still feel the warmth in the seat. I could still hear her voice echoing in my ear. I started yelling, not panicking yet, just firm, demanding. I told him to pull over, that I was calling 911. Dennis said nothing. He turned the music up, only slightly, and kept driving, not fast, just steady, like he was on a schedule. I dialed 911, but the call dropped immediately. No signal. Then he turned abruptly and pulled into a rundown gas station, one of those ancient ones with only a single flickering streetlight. He didn't say a word. The second the car slowed down, I unlocked the door. This time it worked and bolted out. Heart pounding, legs shaking. I turned back to yell at him, but the Camry was gone. No taillights, no engine sounds, just gone. I stood there, confused, disoriented, in the middle of a cracked parking lot under a buzzing light. There weren't even tire marks on the pavement. Nothing to prove a car had ever been there. And here's where it gets weirder. I pulled out my phone again. Ride history? It showed my last completed trip was 2 rides ago, hours before Dennis ever picked me up. The last entry was my ride to the restaurant. Nothing after that. It was like Dennis never existed. I contacted Uber support immediately. They replied within minutes, saying, "There's no record of a driver named Dennis matching that license plate or vehicle on our platform. Please double-check your ride history." When I checked again, still blank. That ride home never happened. Except it did. I know it did. And yet the next morning, I woke up to a single notification. "You received a 1-star review." That's it. No driver name, no car, no trip time. Just that. A 1-star review from a ride that never happened. In a car with a missing girl, driven by someone who isn't real. Or maybe he is. Maybe he's still out there, picking up the next rider who didn't select Uber Pool.